Hey, curious again. You know, I heard somebody talking today about how Christian groups are tied to radical white racist groups, white writers. I don't know what to call them. Race realists, whatever. Those sneaky statists, I guess. Although both sides are really statist, to be honest. And it occurred to me that as this guy was sitting there, fellow atheist, smoking his hookah, dressed in his suit and his avant-garde, college student glasses that made him look so center left, new left, and sophisticated, intellectual. The cultural Marxism just dripping off every word he was saying, is that he wasn't exactly getting it wrong. It's just everything is kind of skewed about how he was getting it right. Because both camps, both the New Left and, well, whatever you want to call them, the nationalists, race nationalists, are really doing a disservice. I kind of tie this in with first, second, and third way politics. Because really it's what it is. You influence the economy, and it sets up cultural bulwarks, if bulwarks is the right term, for society. Follow the money on anything, and you'll find all the social mores lead back to it. It's true. Especially in a capitalist society. So here's this student, part of the higher education system, talking about his view on those horrible, sneaky statists. And his point that the racist, well, I might as well just call them racist. It's what it's called, right? The race realists, or whatever, are tied to the Christians. So the Christians shouldn't cry about being discriminated against. Because the plight of the evil white man is well known. You know, I'm for fourth way politics. Not third way, which skewed things even further because as much as they wanted to get it right, I can applaud libertarian social values because they're essentially progressive. And I can applaud Democratic and center-left liberal values because they are also essentially progressive. Within moderation. Or they should be. And I think that's what the center-left was trying, or the third way was trying to achieve with its new look on the center-left. But as someone who's a Keynesian, but not an internationalist, I really think that they went about it the wrong way. They moved further right economically when it was already way too far because they were trying to compensate for a social progressiveness that's completely out of control with its cultural Marxist social democracy, which is socialism, underpinning. And the college student takes another hit of the hookah. Yeah. It didn't work in the 60s. It ain't working now. And Bubba didn't make it better. You know, these blue dog freaking Democrats trying to play at the fact that they're freaking some sort of freaking sax playing, you know, basketball hoop shooting cool guys when they're not. You know, they're really not. They're the 1%ers. And they're the ones that count on entitlements and the big government projects that waste money by fluffing up these freaking programs to pay off everyone else to friggin' get their payday. Same thing as the private sector. Instead of profit, you have spending. Yeah. Like there's a big difference there. Except the little friggin' cookie that trickles down to you, the people that actually need it. I don't buy it. That's why I support what I call fourth way politics. Because I believe that we need a nativist, economic, multicultural, or multi-ethnic, unicultural society. It doesn't have to be a authoritarian society. It can be libertarian, social libertarian. Everybody can be free to do what they want. And yet through economics is how we could limit the despotism of an unregulated cultural society. We don't need a big government nanny state. At least when it comes to the left. And we don't need much of it on the right either, too much. Because that defeats, and deforms social justice and the right of freedom, liberty, and freedom and liberty. Freedom and liberty and justice. Which are the real, true equality, diversity, and tolerance. And once people understand that, then maybe they'll stop hitting their hookah so hard and realize that the people who are using race to put earmarks on what should be protectionist and economic egalitarianism within the citizenry without too much joganism is the correct fourth way option. Cultural Marxists be damned. And so too erase despotists. We need neither one of you. Or the whole hard-nosed, ultra-conservative libertarian pretending that his labor equates to personhood when a corporate entity is not a person. That also defeats liberty. Just because you put the work into it doesn't mean you inherit the resource of an unclaimed area or property. Now, I'm sure I'm for property rights, but hey, some things are shared land. No, it's not for the federal government to friggin' buy up everything else either. So we live in a tenant society. There's a balance there. And it's one that's been ignored conveniently by the one percenters on the left and the right that are all internationalists. Some of us aren't listening anymore. And we're not Nazis either. At least I'm not. I'm a hard, cold nativist. Any race, any creed, just let us be free. We're tired of your ways. We want ours.